What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, aka Benny P, with another Minecraft video for you guys today. Tutorial on this thing behind me, this crazy awesome iron farm that I built. So, what are the main features of this iron farm? So, we have a 17, let me count this. So it's actually 16, 17, and then 7 out this way, so that would make it 24 wide platform for spawning, if my math was correct. Hopefully it is. So what that means is the way iron golems spawn are the center point. They can spawn in a 16 block range, a 16 to the left, 16 to the right, 16 to the north and south, east and west, 16 directional block from whatever the center point is. And right now it's either that bell, or one of these center beds. So we want to make sure we have 16 away from each of that in every point. So this ends up being the best amount of spawn blocks. So 24 blocks out, just like so, like you see here. Now, another feature of this farm is we have 32 spots, point of interest for villagers to connect to. We have 2 beds and 20, I guess, math is failing me. We have 2 bells and 30 beds. So then we can put 32 villagers in this farm. So what we do is we have these specific villager chambers, just like we have here. We're actually missing a point of interest block there, but it doesn't seem to affect anything. I would make sure you have exactly the right amount of point of interest blocks. So I'll go ahead and fix that while we're sitting here. So yeah, this right here should be a block, point of interest block, just like that. All right, so now what you should see is you should have 8 villagers in each of these little collection areas that we have. So we can actually count real quick and see that we have 8 in every single one of these. And that ends up being 8 times 4 is 32. So we end up having 32 villagers, which is going to give us more ability to spawn iron golems. So we can have up to 3 iron golems spawn in this farm at once. So that makes the rates a little bit faster. And then on top of the 24 by 24 platform at the bottom, we have a 18 by 18 platform here at the top. And so we have extra spawn spaces for our iron golems. Now you might say, hey, Benny, when an iron golem spawns, aren't they going to get stuck here? No, I've never seen an iron golem get stuck here like this. You can see the water is still pushing me this way, and it's going to push me all the way in. So even if an iron golem spawns right here and hits this block directly, they are entities. They won't stop like I did. They're going to keep moving around this. So really the only spots that we're taking up are the spots where this little chamber is, where it's not quite 3 blocks tall. So there it's only 1 block tall, but that's totally fine. It doesn't ever affect our iron golems at all, because they'll just get pushed right around this and down into the hole and burn to death. So this seems to be the most efficient way to me to do this, because we have all of our villagers in really neat areas right here all the way around our farm, and we have all of our point of interest in the middle, and then you can see just things spawning like crazy just like this. Haven't seen an iron golem spawn here while we've been showing this video, but the rates are super slow in 1.14, so that's probably why you're not seeing iron golems right now. If this thing is in 1.16, wow, this thing would be churning out the iron. But quick note down here, we don't need this extra block down there or these extra half slabs. It's kind of nice decoration actually though. But yeah, you don't need that. I'll show you how to build this exactly later on. So now let's go down and see what our rates are. So let's just take a look what's in here right now. We have fire iron and some string. So you can tell this hasn't been running very long. But I did 3-hour-long tests, and this is what I got in those 3-hour-long tests. So 35 iron ingots for an hour, 41 iron ingots for an hour, and 48 iron ingots for 1 hour. I don't know where this maxes out and where this mins out at, but I would say it's at least 32 to 48 iron per hour. I've never gotten less than 32 during the test. If you guys want to test this for longer spans, you may get less than 32, but I'm pretty sure you're going to average about 32 to 48 an hour, maybe even 50 out of this farm. So that is really good in a 1.14 iron farm. And this will work perfectly for 1.16 as well. And you're going to get crazy amounts of iron. So if you're building this in 1.16, please go ahead and build it. Trust me, you're going to get tons and tons of iron from this. You're going to get 10 times whatever the rate is right now. So if you think 10 times of whatever those rates are, that's what you're going to get in this farm when you build this in 1.16. You can see we just had an iron golem spawn, and he's going to drop straight down there, and he's going to die and give us more iron. And tons of cats, tons of string. So this is a great farm. Trust me. Trust me. There's another one to spawn right on top of that. He might hang out here for a second, but eventually he'll fall down. If you think it's better to put some buttons here, you can put buttons there too, where they think those are solid blocks and maybe they'll walk out a little quicker. But that's all small potatoes for the amount of iron we're getting from this farm. So that is pretty much it for the explanation. If you guys have any questions about why I did things the way I did them and any of that nature, please leave comments down below. Ask me any question you guys have and I will answer it to the best of my knowledge. One more quick note here is we have water pushing these guys into this corner, and when they're in water they don't try to reconnect to their beds and all that stuff. They kind of bob up and down the water and it doesn't make them reconnect. You can see at nighttime you don't see a bunch of air plus signs and them trying to connect and unconnect from beds. That doesn't happen in this farm because we have them standing in water like they are now. So that's all the features of this farm. Go ahead and build this thing, guys. I promise you, you won't regret it. And before we move on to the block by block tutorial, please leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss any other videos from me, aka BDP. And then also, guys, please, 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 if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment. Or if you just want to say hello, leave a comment down below, leave a like, it really helps me out. Okay, let's go into the block by block tutorial for this farm. Alright, for this build you're probably going to need what I have here. Some glass, some half slabs, some water, a bunch of beds. You're going to need about 30 beds, a bunch of building blocks, a bunch of lighting blocks. You're going to need a few hoppers, I think 4 to be exact, 5's not right, and then 2 chests, lava bucket, 4 signs, and 2 bells. And sorry about the counts aren't exact here, but yeah, that's basically what you need. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to come one outside of this chunk, and we're just going to go all the way around with lighting blocks, just like this. You don't have to use lighting blocks here, I just like the way it looks. So I'm going to use lighting blocks. If you just want to use any solid block, that's fine as well. Get rid of this sheep. Alright, so that looks good right there. And if you don't want to chunk align this, you don't have to. Just count out 18 on each side and make a square that's 18 by 18. Now what we need to do is we need to find the center of this chunk or the center of this 16 by 16 square. So what we want to do is go in by 7 diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll replace our 8th block right here. That is the center of this chunk or 16. Doesn't have to be a chunk. That is the center of it. So what we want to do is we just want to break a couple blocks out right here. Let me grab my grass blocks so I can fix that up. Break a couple blocks like that, keep breaking down. I would go down, let's go down 1 more, and that might be enough. And then we can just, you can replace this floor if you want, or you can leave it how it is, doesn't really matter. So let's see how deep that is. That's should be deep enough. You can go ahead and go around this in a circle like so. And then grab glass blocks, and I like to put glass blocks here like so, all the way down and on every side. Just repeat that pattern just like so. All right, now we can put in our hoppers. So we're just gonna run a hopper straight into that glass block. Excuse me, easy for me to say. And then just run all your hoppers straight into those 2 glass blocks. And right now, I think we probably want this side to be our entrance. So we need to change, you need to pick which side you want to be your entrance first, and then run your hoppers in that way. So whichever way you want to come into this farm, that's the way I would run your hoppers. So I'm just going to run my hoppers this way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next part of this real quick. So what you're going to do is you can pick where this center block is and just go straight out, and you're going to count out. You're going to go up by 1 here, and you can leave that there with no block under it. And then you're going to count out 7 blocks this way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on the 7th one, I would just put a lighting block like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's perfect. Now what we want to do is we want to dig down where we can go straight to where our killing chamber is that we already put in. So I'm just going to dig straight down like this, and then we can just dig straight in here. All right, that should bring us right to our killing chamber. Now all you need to do is grab yourself a chest. I'm going to go ahead and replace these with smooth stone just so it looks a little better. Break those glass and then put your chest right here. Now all our drops will go straight into there. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and grab yourself a sign like so, and plop the sign right here, right here, right here, and right here. And now you can pour in your lava blade. So just grab yourself a lava bucket and you can pour that right here just like so. And if you're worried about putting in the water, or you're kind of afraid that you might turn your lava bucket into water, you can always cap this off for now. But I'll show you exactly how to do the water where you don't have to worry about that. You should be fine. So now we're just going to fill in this whole area here. We're just going to fill in all of this 16 by 16 area. All right, now you should have something like that looks like this. You should have an 18 by 18 platform, with the inner part being 16 by 16, and then the outer part you can make lighting blocks or regular blocks, whichever you like. I like the way the lighting blocks look, so that's why I did that. So now we need to make a platform that is 7 all the way around this in a border. So what we're gonna do first is I just kind of come along all the way around like this, and I just do that 7 times until I get out to the lighting block. All right, now you should have something that looks like this. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on every side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can count all these sides and make sure they're even. They should all be 6 wide with a 6 wide border all the way around. Now you want to grab your lighting blocks and just go all the way around and border all of this and make it 7 wide. All right, now you should have this, and that looks really cool. So now what we need to do is let's start on our next little piece here. Actually, first, before we do that, I think we should put in all the water down here before we start on the next part. So let's go ahead and do that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab your half slabs, just like so, and you're just going to put a border all the way around this thing. So break that temporary block and just put a border of half slabs all the way around. All right, now you should have something that looks like this. So now what we need to do is we need to go to every corner and just put 1 building block or 2 building blocks on the corners, just like I'm doing here. And we're going to put water there. So every single corner, just like I'm doing, perfectly like this. And then what you're going to want to do is go to your center 2 here and go straight out and put 2 blocks on every cardinal direction like this. So straight out like this, 2 blocks here, straight out, 2 blocks, and 1 more straight out, and 2 blocks. All right, that looks good there. So now what we want to do is we want to grab our water bucket, and what I might suggest is instead of putting this lava in, you could wait till later, And you could go one lower with this little platform here and put a 4x4 platform there, and then put your water here. That way, put 2 buckets in each corner. That way you can always grab water from the middle. But we don't need that because we're in creative, so we can just use a water bucket. So put your first water bucket there, water bucket here, a water bucket there, water bucket here, water bucket here and here, all the way around every full block that we have, and we're going to put a water bucket on it. Just like so. And that looks pretty good. Now you should have something that looks just like this. So now what you want to do is, what I would do first is go one out, not on the white block, but the first solid block, and put 2 blocks here. And then you can break those blocks as soon as you do that. So do that for every single side. Sorry, I screwed that one up. 1 here and 1 there. Then break those blocks. And just do that for every one of these cardinal directions. Make sure you put down 2 and then break them just like I'm doing on screen. Super easy. This just makes sure the water flows exactly the way we need it to flow. Now what you do is, you see how this kind of has a trickle effect with 2 different blocks? So 3 away from the corner, let's go 1 more in, so that'll be 4 away from the corner. And we're just gonna put blocks on every one of these lighting blocks, all the way down, just like so, there as well. And that should give us something like that. So again, 1 here, 1 there, all the way down until we get to the 4th block, which is right here. And then again, 4th block in and all the way across. Perfect. And just continue this process all the way around. All right, now you should have something that looks just like this. And no matter where you stand, this water should take you into the middle, and then it would eventually drop you into that hole. And you can see there's no dead spots, nothing should get stuck here. So that is perfect right there. So now what we want to do is we want to build up 3 blocks from the center here. So if you're in survival, this might be a little tough. What you may want to do is, before you put in the water like I did, maybe you want to put in a border or something. But I'm sure you guys can figure it out. So basically what you need to do is build up 1, 2, 3. And then this 3rd block is where you're going to place all of your beds and bells and everything. All the bells and whistles will go on this 3rd block right here. So we're just going to make a square right around that center hole. And you should end up with a 4x4 that goes straight down into your lava. Now you can break out these temporary blocks. And there you go. That looks perfect. Now what I would do is go 1 more up like this, and then put in another square right here. Just like I do on the screen. Just 1 more square just like that. You can break that temporary block. So now you should have a square 3 blocks up with a 4x4 hole in the center, and then a square 1 more block up from that with a 4x4 hole in the center. And that looks pretty good, guys. So now what we want to do is, I would just go around this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go out 1 more on this side, all the way around. These are temporary blocks. So let me preference that. These are temporary blocks. You will be breaking these later. So now you should have a 3 wide on each side. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to make it 3 wide on each side. Right now it's 2 on those sides. So continue all the way around until it's 3 wide on each side. And then we need 1 more on this side. So now you should have 3 in each direction, just like you see on my screen. And then any one of these corners, doesn't matter where, you can add in another block like that, another 2 right there. Now we want to come out from here by 4 blocks, just like I do on screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you want to grab your glass block. Now this part is very important. This is where we're going to be putting our villagers. So we're going to have villagers that stand right here, and this is going to allow this to be a valid village. So what you want to do is put 2 blocks down, just like I did, 2 glass blocks, and then grab yourself some half slabs. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna come out and you're gonna go 5 in that direction. Actually make this 6 right here, just like that. Now what you're gonna do is you can break these glass. We don't need those anymore. And then we're gonna take the glass and we're just gonna continue around this way, just like this, all the way around, all the way around, and then we're gonna cap it off where the last 2 half slabs are. And you should have something that looks like this. Now what you need to do is you need to decide what type of block you want to use for your villagers. It doesn't really matter. Don't use barrels, don't use lecterns, and don't use composters, because those type of villagers won't produce iron golems when it's raining, because in the next update in 1.16 that won't work anymore, so they won't ever produce when it's raining. So you don't want those type. So what I would use is something like a fletching table, or let's see, maybe a cartography table. One of these full blocks, I would say those are probably your best 2 bets. So pick either one of those you want, and you're just going to break out these blocks just like this, and make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 4 on the other side, just like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that looks good right there. Now we can take our solid blocks all the way out to where that last fletching table is, just like so. And then now you want to grab your half slabs again. 1 second here, half slabs just like this. Go ahead and put half slabs all the way out to where that solid block is. And that looks good right there. And then we're just going to cap this off with glass right here. So what you're going to want to do now is break straight down right here. And you see these 2 glass blocks right here? That's where we want to place our water. So we're going to place a water bucket here and a water bucket here. And you should have some water that flows straight in like this. And that looks perfect. So now this is where you start inserting your villagers for this first section here. We're going to have 4 of these sections in each cardinal direction. But first, to create the village, we want to put our villagers right inside of here. So what you're going to do is, I'm just going to use a villager egg, but you could card them in and you could push them straight into this hole, and then they'll go all the way down to the end. So you want to load this with 8 villagers. So you should see something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't want nitwits. So if you get a nitwit, don't put them into the system. So that should be 6 now. And you can always go to the side and check and see how many you have. We have 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So we know that's 6, 7, 8. I also would say probably don't put babies in here either, because they can glitch out of this and make your farm go all crazy. So put all adults just like I did. Now we can go ahead and cap off this side, and now we can start creating our village. So what we need now is we need our bells and we need our beds. So first off, grab your bells, grab your beds. So we're going to place 1 bed right here. And we should get green particles here in a second. Yeah, you see they connected to the bed. Now they're connecting to their workstations. All these guys will change into Fletchers, and that's exactly what we want. Now we have a valid village. So now what you want to do is put a bell here. One of the villagers will connect to that bell. Put a bell on the other side, and that's just going to help us make sure we keep our center there. I would break this bed and then place it in again. And now we should be good to start placing in all our beds. So just go around the circle like we've placed it already, and just go all the way around like this, just like so. That's going to be 7 spots because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds and 2 bells. So that's enough for 7 villagers. So we technically still have 1 more bed we need for that port. So it doesn't matter, we can stick it right there. Now we can actually go ahead and put in all of our beds now. So that's 8. This is going to be 9, 10. Don't worry if you see particles here, that's fine. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and then we put our one extra one over here. So let's get rid of this cat, and we can plop it down right there. So that looks good to me. So now we had our 31 and we just put down our 32nd bed, and that's exactly what we want. Now we don't need these temporary blocks anymore. You can go ahead and knock all of these temporary blocks out. And technically you have a working iron farm right now, but we're not quite done because we want to put another level on this iron farm to make it more efficient. And that's what's going to give us the better rates that I showed you in the beginning of this video. So we also, actually this isn't a working iron farm because we do have 21 beds, but we don't have quite enough villagers. I think it's 10 villagers maybe that make it a working iron farm. So 8 wouldn't be enough, but it is a working string farm. So hey, we got that. All right, so now we're just gonna do the same exact thing we did over there, but on the other side. So we're gonna go grab your full blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then grab your glass block. Again, glass blocks, and then go one more down from that, just like I do here. That's a temporary block. Put in your slabs like so. You can get rid of these temporary blocks. Again, go 6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just like so. And we're just going to put in glass for now, and then we'll put in our stations here in a second. Cap off right here, just like we did over there. And again, take our glass all the way to the end. Get out of here, cat. All right, now you want to grab your working blocks again. We're using fletching tables. So now what we gotta do is knock out these 4 blocks and put our fletching tables right here. Just like so. Knock out these 4 blocks, put our fletching tables in. That'll give us 8 more fletching tables. If they start connecting to these, don't worry, that's not gonna mess up the farm at all. We just want to make sure we have enough for every villager. It doesn't matter which one they connect to. So that won't affect the farm at all, I promise. It will not affect the farm. So now what you need to do is come all the way to the edge with your half slabs, just like this. And then we can bring out our full blocks all the way to the edge, like that. All the way down, and then leaving this one line of glass at the end, and we can cap that off with more glass. Just like so. All right, now what we want to do is come and break that out again to where we're at the edge of that one right there. And then again, take your water bucket. We can get rid of the spell. We don't need it anymore. And drop water buckets there and there. And same thing we did on the other side, just like we did before. And that looks perfect. All right, now grab your villagers, just like we do here. Let's put them in this spot, yes. And now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna plop your villagers in right here. You're gonna go just like we did before. 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't put baby villagers in here. I'd already have your guys bred up and ready. So let's get rid of this baby villager real quick. All right. So now we have 1, 2. Make sure you replace these if you do what I did. You need to make sure these are in before you put your villagers in, or you won't be able to put the half slabs on top of them. That's the whole reason we have this water going this way. That way we can put the half slabs over their head and it pushes them under it. So that's exactly how this farm works. So now we need to grab some more villagers. We have 2 in there. So this is 3, 4. Another baby, so we get rid of that guy. All right, so now we have 4, 5, 6, another baby. Oh God, these babies are annoying. All right, looks like we have 6 in there right now, so we need 2 more adult villagers. All right. So that's 8 adult villagers, and then we can cap this off, and we don't get any cats in there, and that looks great. Now we're just going to repeat the process 2 more times on both these sides. I'm probably not going to show you this block for block. You guys should know how to do it by now. I showed you 2 of them. So you're just going to do that in this direction this way. All right, now we should have 8 in each one of these. You can count them out. 8, 8, 8, and 8. And they should all be Fletchers. And that's exactly what we want right there. That is our farm basically done. Now we want to put in our top section here. So what you want to do is, oh, by the way, 8 times 4 is 32 last time I checked. So we have 32 villagers in this farm. That means I believe we can get 3 iron golems to spawn at once. So that's pretty good. That's why we're getting extra on this in this farm, is because we have so many villagers and so many beds, and nothing ever spawns outside of here. You'll always capture all the guys, and believe it or not, nothing ever gets stuck on this block. It's going to push the iron golems around. You see an iron golem just spawned in there, and the iron golems can't spawn here because it's not 3 high. So you get all of these spawning spaces. The only ones you lose are the ones where these blocks are, because it's not high enough for the iron golems to spawn in. So you should never get an iron golem stuck in the system, and it should work perfectly. So now what you want to do is you want to go 1 pass just like this, and then all the way around. You should end up with a 18 by 18 square, and just do exactly what I do, 18 by 18 all the way around. You should end up having 1 row of solid blocks over here and your glass. So you should have 2 sticking out at the end. If you don't, then you didn't do this part right. So make sure you have 18 by 18, and you'll have these 2 blocks sitting out at the end. It's alright if iron golems spawn up here while you're doing this. Don't worry about that. We're going to fix that in a second with our water streams. But for now, just finish putting in all of your blocks. And see, we already have 2 spawned in. That's really good. So we should be able to have 3 iron golems spawned at once. And the fact that our golems are spawning up here and cats are spawning up here is a really good sign. These guys might just walk off the edge on their own accord because they're pretty dumb. There they go. Alright, so now what you want to do, now that you have your 18 by 18 square here, now what you want to do is grab some half slabs, and you can knock off any cats that are in the way. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab your half slabs, and you're going to go all the way around just like this. Alright, now you should have a border like this. Now what I want you to do is you're going to have to do this now, is break out those 2 and put solid blocks here. And I'll show you why we do that in a second. Again, in each cardinal direction, put solid blocks here instead of half slabs, just like I do. Watch me on the screen, and from the center, we're just putting solid blocks in each direction, just like I do on screen. You should end up with something like this. And that looks good. Now what we need to do is in every corner, just like we did down below, put solid blocks in every corner, just like so. Perfect. All right, now what you want to do is you want to grab a water bucket and start placing in your water. So there's a specific way you want to do this. First off, put 1 in each corner, just like so. And then I would put, so this is the important part. Do not place water on these half slabs, because if you do that, you will drown all your villagers down here. So if you place water and you waterlog these half slabs, that's bad news. That's why we put the 2 solid blocks here, because you're going to want to put a water block there and a water source there on those solid blocks. Do that on each side. All right, now we should have something that looks like this. Now we can kind of assess our situation. What I like to do is come in 3 blocks, kind of like we did down there, 1, 2, 3, and put 1, 2, 3 here. And then the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3, and then the same thing. 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in. 1. Did I do that right? No. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 in. 1, 2, 3. Now what we need to do is we need to check and make sure that we don't have any dry spots, which we can obviously tell that we have dry spots here. So what we want to do now is come back and add in water. I would put it right here, and that should make that work correctly. And then we want to check and make sure we have no dead spots. That looks good. So then just go back and add water on each of these blocks here, just like so. And that should run straight into there. This side should be good. This side looks good. So go to the other direction where you see those blank spots and put one here and one there. And now you should see everything goes to the center. There should be no dead spots. So again, a full line all the way down here, a full line all the way down here, and then we left a gap to either side of these two over here. Now, what we can do is, if you don't like these solid blocks, you don't want things to spawn up here, you may be afraid of that. So what you can do is you can get rid of those and just put in half slabs right where those solid blocks were. So we're going to do that on each of these, and we're just going to replace it with half slabs. Here as well, replace it with half slabs. And then also here, and we're going to replace it with half slabs. Get rid of that cat. He won't ever spawn there. He just walked over there. And then, yeah, that looks good. Now we can also break all the blocks in the corners and our water will still flow correctly. So just break out all these blocks. And then we can also do that down below as well, just to make our farm look a lot cleaner. So now you should have something that looks like that up top. And then now down here at the bottom, you can break out all of these solid blocks that we put in that I forgot to break out earlier. So you can just break those out just like I do on screen. And now your farm is totally complete, guys. That is actually a pretty easy farm to build. It does take quite a bit of resources, but it's gonna be worth it because you're gonna get tons of iron. Now you can come down here and you can see where they're all spawning. You can clear this out a little more, where you can walk all the way around it if you want. Now you have something that looks like this, and you have a little room where you can walk all the way around this and see what's happening. And let's see what we already have. We already have 10 in here, and for some reason a sheep in here. We have 10 iron already, and you can see we're gonna get tons of cats in here. And I would also say you probably want to light this area up as well, so you can light it up and make it look nice, like I did in my example. So if you want to just put light blocks in here, every other blocks. So what I would say though is make sure you cap this off, or ads can't get in here when you're AFKing. So we probably want to cap there like that. And then we probably want to put some stairs in here as well. So let's grab some stairs real quick. And we're going to put stone stairs in just like this. And you should see we'll be able to walk up. And then we can actually just extend out our little thing here. And I would put one more set there and then just flatten this off. All right, so now you should be able to walk all the way down like so. And now what you want to do is add some trapdoors to make sure that this is totally cut off. So I'm just going to grab some trapdoors, doesn't matter what kind. We can use oak trapdoors, it'll work just fine. And we're just going to put those trapdoors in like that. And now we can open the trapdoors. We can go down here, we can close the trapdoors, and no ads will ever be able to get in here and affect you while you're AFKing at your new iron farm. And that is pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take the time to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of this farm. I know it's kind of a crazy concept, but it actually works really, really well and gets pretty dang good rates for 1.14. So go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss anything from me, aka Benny P. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.